This is going to be our first exercise in form validation module. Okay, let's see. Introduction to HTML form validation. Ever wonder how a login page actually works, or why the combination of a username and password grants you access to a website? The answer lies in validation. Validation is the concept of checking user provided data against the required data. There are different types of validation. One type is a server-side validation. This happens when data is sent to another machine, typically a server, for validation. An example of this type of validation is the usage of a login page. The form on the login page accepts username and password input, then sends the data to a server that checks that the pair matches up correctly. On the other hand, we use client-side validation or the browser-side validation. If we want to check the data on the browser, the client, this validation occurs before data is sent to the server. Different browsers implement client-side validation differently, but it leads to the same outcome. And the best practice is to have both validations incorporated. So you should have the client-side validation and server-side validation. Shared among the different browsers are the benefits of using HTML5's built-in client-side validation. It saves us time from having to send information to the server and wait for the server to send back confirmation or rejection of the data. This can also help us protect our server from malicious code or data from a malicious user. It also allows us to quickly give feedback to users for specific fields rather than having them fill in a form again if the data they input into the form was rejected. In this lesson, we will learn how to add some validation checks to our forms. This was just an introduction to form validations. Let's proceed to the first exercise on this topic.